Gilbert here, and welcome to Red Dragon Model Works. Had a pretty eventful weekend. My son-in-law, the basement modeler, myself, we went over to a model show in Crystal Lake, Illinois. It's about 2 hours from where I live, where Baltazar and I live. And a show called Nimcon. We got there a little bit late, and they wouldn't let me. I was intending to put a couple of my my bills in. We got there a little late. The guy at the front wouldn't allow me to enter my my models. I found out later on from a couple of judges that an exception could have been made. But I think I would have done well there. I really do. And that's not blowing sunshine, man. From what I saw there, you know, a lot of us, we don't believe our stuff looks well. But when you start looking at other people's work, and you look at yours, and you start comparing, and I don't mean this in a negative way, you start comparing your work to theirs, and you're thinking, well, damn, if you're sitting in a room like this here, and you're building on your own, your work doesn't look good. But when you compare it to other people's live, that's when you know. Or at least you know where you, as a builder, are at. And I think I would have done well there, guys. But they wouldn't allow me to put them in. I was a little bit late. The guy at the front there, when I showed him pictures of my stuff, wouldn't let me put it in. But anyway, whatever reasons, they have their rules. Maybe I'll try next year. So we did pretty good. They had a lot of vendors there. A lot of the stuff that they were selling there was from estate sales. You could walk in the room and you could smell the old cardboard. I took the name off of this but a lot of these were donated to that club from people that were members of that club that had passed. But anyway, we did pretty good. I picked up a couple of kits at a very reasonable price. My son-in-law bought a couple of kits and he loved them. The basement modeler, and I picked up some tools. I'll show you in a moment. So give me a second, guys. I'm going to move things around just a little bit. I got a couple of kits that are away, out of my arm's reach here. Let me get them together, and I'll show you what I picked up at Nimcon. Be right back. Okay, before I get into that, I want to thank Chris Cortell, Classic Plastic 101. You saved my rear end, brother. I cracked the windshield on that Buick. I was doing... Here, let me show you. I was adding the bare metal foil and detailing, the inside. But as I was adding the bare metal foil to the Buick, I didn't pay attention. I had it in front of me. I knocked over the clear plastic. And then I went up to get a glass of water. And as I turned, I heard crunch, and I knew right away. And I looked down. There's part of it right there. Now it looks all scuffed up because I was just doing trying to see that if I scratched it up and if I added future to it, what would happen afterwards. So this is just an experiment after the fact. But man, I was, needless to say, I was brokenhearted. And I had this piece here, and if you'll excuse me for a second, I'm sorry about the big mug shot there. But I had this that I was going to attempt to make a windshield and a rear window out of, and I had posted something on my Facebook page. Excuse me, got sinuses and sorry about that, guys. And I had anyway, to make a long story short, the brother he came through. So thank you, Chris. I thank you, brother. Anyway, so that's out of the way. So I was looking for my two daughters. My youngest daughter has always had a thing for El Caminos, purple El Camino. Why, I have no idea, but she loves a purple El Camino. And my daughter Alexis loves that car from that show Supernatural. It's on Fox, I believe, and I watch it. I mean, it's a guilty pleasure of mine. And they drive a 1967 Chevy Impala, black, beautiful car. So I was looking for both of them. I couldn't find the El Camino, so I'm going to have to look on eBay to see if I can find one. I know that Aries You're number one, brother. He found one at a garage sale for a couple bucks. You're number one, Aries. I'm kidding with you. I kid you, man. I kid you, brother. But the second one I found, I didn't find the El Camino for my youngest, but I found this one for my daughter, Alexis. The 1967 Impala. This one I'm going to do. This piece here, I've already started. There's two pieces to that hood. This piece I don't need. There's a piece that I need. I'll have all, you know, and out of the box, all that stuff for it. But this is going to be painted gloss black. I'm going to open the hood, trunk, put all the little weapons bays and a little door that hides, you know, so hinge that. Excuse me, with the little symbols and all that. That's going to be inside there. I'm going to try to do something here where I put it on a base and get one of those little sound card things and put it down and put some cheesy 70s music on it. I think that'd be cool. And it's my daughter. She loves it. And in the meantime, I'll keep looking for an older El Camino. My daughter loves them, so one of the classic Caminos. So I got that for $11, guys. Then Baltazar and I, when I was talking to some of those judges, and I was getting a little angry and realizing that the guy at the front, when I showed him pictures of my bills to put inside the show, and he said I couldn't do it. Some of those judges says, yeah, there could have been an exception made. And I was getting angry when Baltazar calls me, and Devin Bliss and I were just walking around, because I met up with Devin Bliss while we were there, and he found this guy that was selling World War I airplane kits at half price. Originally, he wanted $14 for them, some for $22 a unit. He was cutting them in half. So I picked this Rodin kit up. It's Fokker D7 for $7. Now, I am no fan of Rodin. You guys heard me MFing these things on the 172nd. This is not a 172nd. Now, I don't know. It looks good. It's yet to be seen, but it looks good. So I'll have a review on this when I get ready to open it. It's an older kit. Fokker D7. You can't beat it for $7, guys, you know. I picked up a Dragon. Spad 13. And it's got a 1/12 Eddie Rickenbacker bust. You know, I showed the bust on Paul and Dutch Modeling's. I was on their hangout today, and I showed them the bust, and they were asking me, what does it look like? Use the thumb, you know, whatever. And stupid me, hello, I'm showing the box, and it says it right there, 1/12. So it's all still there. Everything's in plastic. All the plastic is here. It's a beautiful kit, guys. The detail on this is phenomenal. I'll have that one. I'll open it up and I'll show you guys. There's also a photo etch for it, but I'll get to all that later. But the bust is what, there's a little stand for the bust, as you see there. You know. But here's the head. This is Eddie Rickenbacker, America's first ace. There he is. Isn't that cool? I mean, you could even, he's got his medals on him, the buttons. I mean, if you look closer, you see the boogers in his nose. But there he is. I'm going to enjoy painting that up. So I got plans for this plane. That's going to be pretty cool. And it's not going to be done right away. I'm going to put this away until I get the right brushes. I'm looking for some Series 7s. I'm having a hell of a time finding them. I need a 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I can't find them anywhere, man. You know. But until I get some good brushes, I'm not going to get into real good paint. I'll do the little stuff with the brushes I do have. Thank you, Steve, for those brushes. But until I get a good set of either Rosemary & Co. Series 22s or Series 23s or some Series 7s, I'm not going to do some. I'll do some. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. The last kit I got for $5. This also comes from an estate sale. Man had passed away, and he donated his kits to, or whoever donated the kits to the model club. And he had started building this. Not a lot of work done to it. He had already put the seat and all that stuff in there, and he put a few of the photo etch in there. But I got this for $5, man. It's an Edward Albatross DVA. So let me show you what it looks like. Well, I've been putting photo etch on today, so here's some photo etch on the top wing. There's the little photo etch there. So that's what I put in today. I don't like photo etch, but anyway, looks good. This was already done. All I did was went in and sprayed it. So now what I'm going to have to do is go in there and hand paint that seat. I mean, I wish that wasn't in there. And I tried to loosen it up to get it out. He's got it in there good. I don't know what kind of glue that man used, but it ain't coming out, man. So rather than to destroy it, I'll just have to go in there and, you know, there's some seat belts in there. I don't know if you can see that. There's seat belts and all kinds of stuff in there. So I'm going to have to try to paint that. You know, anyway, there's that. He also had most of this done, photo etch in there. And again, I'm going to have to go in there and pick out all the details of that. But there's all the photo etch inside there. See that? I just put this together. A lot of photo etch. But I just did the motor. And I shot it. And I just got done painting it. And I'm going to dirty it up just a tinge, but I don't want this plane dirty. This plane's going to be clean, sitting on a diorama with a little grass just sitting there. And I'm going to try to find a, this is a 148. I want to see if I can find a figure sitting in a chair and just sitting down, having a cigarette, just sitting in a chair. You know, waiting for that phone call to scramble. But there's that. There's the motor. Not a lot of parts left to it. There's this. There's still there's a lot of photo etch left. Where's the little? You got the guns that are all photo etch. There's parts for the struts. There's parts. Here's the pieces for the guns. This is another. Sorry about that. My father called. Anyway, there are other pieces of stuff all over the place that I need to put in for the guns, for the wings, right around the body. There's just a lot of photo etch, and then there's another pack there. There's more here for the struts. There's more here, and then I'll have to look at these were all for the. There's a windscreen in here. Yeah, there's a windscreen, and then there's the little dials. But I don't know how I'm going to get those in because he's already got most of that in there. So, but that's a little windscreen right there. So that's going to go in, and then you got the decals, and then you have some resin pieces here for the guns. But yeah, that's what I picked up, guys. We had a good time. Was it worth going down there? 3 hours, 2.5 hours there, hour and a half hour home. The aggravation of these people not letting you put your stuff in because you're a few minutes late. What are you going to do? The other thing I'd like to say is I'd like to say thank you to all those brothers that watched us on Friday. My Chilling with the Dragon. I'll be having another thing up for when we'll do it next. I think I'm going to do the next one on a Saturday. And I think I will do it at 2 p.m. on a Saturday. That way it's 12 o'clock on the West Coast. It'll be 3 o'clock on the East Coast of the United States. And I believe across the pond it would probably be around 9 o'clock at night. You know, right around there. You know, 7 hours, 7, 8, 7, between 7 and 9. So hopefully I can get those brothers there from overseas will be able to hang with us for a little bit, you know, and to be a decent hour instead of them staying up till 2, 3, 4 in the morning with us. That's not cool. 5 in the morning. So we'll see what happens. We were on for 5 hours, guys, and we had a damn good turnout. We consistently stayed anywhere between 10 and 4, you know, visitors, and a lot of people wanted to get in. And please, guys, I want to apologize right now. I'm just learning how to do this, the question thing and stuff. So please forgive me. Bear with me. You had Chris from Primitive Modeling. You have Zombie Models, I believe it was. He tried to get in. There was a lot of guys trying to get in, but there's only 10 spots. And here's my plea to you guys. There's 10 spots and guys that want to get in on a discussion. If you come in and just sit there and don't say anything, you know, for 3 hours, you're hogging up a space of somebody that wants to come in and you know, it's no fault of yours. It's nobody's fault. It's just if you want to come in and say hello, hang out for a few minutes, and you want to listen, then you can listen while you're watching it. And if somebody leaves, you can come in, say hello, hang out for 10 minutes. But if somebody wants to get in and speak, I'd ask you guys to respect that and just let somebody else come in because there was a lot of guys that were pretty upset they weren't able to get in. But anyway, so the next one will be coming up. We'll have the other one with Sons of Styrene. They're two different ones, Chilling the Dragon, Sons of Styrene. The Chilling with the Dragon is in conjunction with the Sons of Styrene, but we also have the Sons of Styrene. And we'll be having some cool news about that soon. So, that's a model club. That's different than what Chilling with the Dragon is. Sons of Styrene is a model club, and as such, it's not a democracy. Well, yeah, it is. But there's some guys that have asked to come in, and once we're all together, we'll sit down and we'll check it out. So we're not ignoring you, brothers. Anyway, that was my weekend. I hope you guys had a great one too. I hope your weekends was safe, calm, and you had a productive one. I wish you guys all... Saul Gordo. I don't know if you told... Saul, Big Saul. That was a very great thing that Clint and Colonel Reb did for him. Beautiful thing for Julie. I had, right before that, I had sent Saul we were talking through PMs, and his little one Julie reminds me of my daughter Alexis when she was that age, because my daughter Alexis would be like, Daddy, all over, anything Daddy did, Lexi wanted to be with me. So little Julie reminds me of that. It's a beautiful thing to see. So we were talking, and Saul Gate was ribbing me about the color of the car. He says, "Oh man, how'd you know that was my favorite color, blue?" And I kind of dropped it on him. I said, well, I had been thinking about that before that, because his little daughter had reminded me of my daughter. I named this Julie. So Julie, my car is named after you, little one. This is my Julie. She's named after you, girl. You have fun building those kits, little one. You got a lot of goodies, man, and there's some good stuff there. I'm so jealous. I'd like to say thank you to those brothers that did that. We have our differences as grown men do. We don't speak like we used to. There's no hard feelings. Sometimes we don't speak to each other. Sometimes we get angry with each other. And sometimes we're just as petty and childish as the little ones are. But you give credit where credit's due. And when something like that's done, you gotta go. Attaboy, guys. Attaboy. That was a beautiful thing you did for that little girl and that family. That was beautiful. That much respect. Much respect. So on that note, if you know of anyone that's a little less fortunate than you, if you know someone like Aaron Newlands that's trying to do something good for children, you go to Aaron Newlands' page. You'll find a discussion there. You ask them what you can do to help those kids. A kit here, a kit there, some glue, some tweezers, I don't know, putty, a kit. Something to help those children, because what he's doing is an honorable thing. You go over there and you talk to him. He'll fill you in on the discussions. I don't know the particulars. I know what's going on. I don't know the particulars. He does. You go check him out, man. When you come across somebody who's trying to make a difference in a child's life, man, you try to help them out, man. Because if we don't do it, we'll raise a whole generation of zombie animals, man. So, peace, brothers. Hope you guys are all well. Stay safe, stay healthy, and build a damn model, guys.